Okay, I'm just going to pick another word problem from here. It says the moon is 250,000 miles away. Okay, so 250,000 miles. From the moon to the earth. The question is, how many feet? If the moon is 250,000 miles from here, how many feet is that? Well, I want to convert from miles to feet. Okay, so again, my 250,000 miles, the number I'm converting from is going to go in the upper left. My new unit that I want to convert to, feet, is going to be here. Okay, that's where your new unit goes. Now I just need my equivalence of miles to feet. Okay, and again, this should be given to you. The equivalence should be given to you, or you've been told to memorize it beforehand. But you need to know what that equivalence is. So I'm looking on my chart here. I've got conversion factors chart. And I'm looking for miles to feet. And I see here that 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. All right, now this is my equivalence that I can plug in here either way. But I want to plug it in so that my miles cancel and I end up in the units of feet, because that's what the question's asking us. The moon is 250,000 miles away. How many feet is it from Earth? Okay. Well, so I'm going to put the 5,280 up here and the 1 mile down here. Okay, because remember, that's my equivalence fact that I'm given, and I just need to plug it in, and I need to plug it in such a way that I cancel out of my starting units, or the units to be converted, and I end up in my new units that I want to convert to. And to know whether to multiply or divide, all I have to do is put the like unit on the bottom that I want to convert from. Okay, the unit in the equivalence that's like the one I want to convert from. In this case, it's miles. That goes on the bottom. Now, multiply across the top. So 250,000 times 5,280. And then divide up. So divide by 1. Okay, so I'm going to take 250,000 and I'm going to multiply that by 5,280, and I get a big number. I'm going to write it down here. 1,320,000,000 feet. Okay, so it's 1,320,000,000 feet from the Earth to the Moon. And I did that just by converting from miles to feet. Okay, let's try one more. Let me erase this one. Okay, let's see here. A family pool holds 10,000 gallons of water. 10,000 gallons, that's the number I'm given. So that's my number to be converted. How many cubic meters is this? How many cubic meters is 10,000 gallons? So my new units that I want to convert to are cubic meters. My units I'm converting from are gallons. I need that equivalence, or that conversion factor, of gallons to cubic meters. In other words, how many gallons are there in a cubic meter? Well, I'm looking on my chart of conversion factors here. And again, these are given to you in the problem, or you're told beforehand to memorize it. I see here that 264.2 gallons equals 1 cubic meter. Okay, 264.2 gallons equals 1 cubic meter. I can take this equivalence and I can plug it into my T-chart here, and I want to do it in such a way that I get rid of the gallons and I end up in the units of cubic meters, because that's what the problem's asking us. If the family pool holds 10,000 gallons of water, how many cubic meters is this? That's what they're asking me. So I'm going to write the 264.2 gallons down here. And the 1 cubic meter. Okay, again, I could write that either way. It's an equivalence, but I want to do it in such a way that I cancel out of the units I'm converting from, and I end up in the units I'm converting to. Now, step 1, multiply across. 10,000 times 1 gives me 10,000. Step 2, divide up. So this problem becomes 10,000 divided by 264.2. And that's the nice thing about dimensional analysis. If you'll follow this so that you know how to write your equivalents in, you'll know whether to multiply or divide, or both in some cases, okay? And it just keeps it straight for you. Keeps the problem straight so you end up in the right answer. Okay, in this case, 10,000 divided by 264.2 gives me 37.8 cubic meters. And that's the answer to the problem. Okay, so to sum this all up, if you're converting between units that are outside of the metric system, because inside the metric system it's all base 10 and you just have to move the decimal. Okay, outside of the metric system you need the conversion fact. You need the equivalence between the two units, the one you're converting from to the one you're converting to. Once you get this, you take the number you're starting with, you write in the equivalence so that the units that you're starting out in cancel out, and you end up in the new units. And then you multiply across the top, and you divide up. And that's dimensional analysis.